So, this is the Great Murderer. Knighthood has fallen on lean days, but then they made me a knight. So, if I was made a knight, with my list of crimes, why not the same for a slaughterer of helpless villagers? I wouldn't be so sure of that. Nonetheless, we are not here to fight. I am to make you a squire. And what squire could ask for a better knight than me? Most will fill you with pretty words and solemn vows. I tell you the truth, and the truth is that words are no armor, and vows are no sword. In battle, the man who cleaves your head from your shoulders won't care about your honor. So leave your pretty stories of chivalry and goodness behind. Fight and live. Survivors make their own honor, tell their own tales. Alas, the law requires me to teach you the Knight's Code. Luckily, it has nothing to say about remembering the code. To be brave and valorous in battle against your enemies, to show no fear in their presence. Show me a man who knows no fear, and I will show you a fool whose days in this world are numbered. To be just and righteous, to embody and uphold the laws of your lord and land. That's nonsense, too. The only justice you'll find is at the point of a sword. Your noble lord wants only to know that you've followed his commands, and could care less about your methods. Should you obey the lord who asks you to put a village of innocents to the torch? Is that chivalrous? Is it noble? Wisely spoken. No code or law can tell you what is right. Those answers must come from within. Anyway, we're not quite done with the code yet. To be respectful to your enemies and kind to your fellows. You may safely ignore that vow as well. Show respect to your enemies when they are dead. And never forget that your brothers can easily turn against you. To protect the weak and those who cannot defend themselves. We are all weak, and everything can defend itself. Remember that, and you might live to receive your spurs from Lord Nasher. There are some proprieties we must observe. You must undertake a night-long vigil in the Solace Glade, alone. Perhaps you can use the time to let what I've told you sink in. Or perhaps you'd like to speak with your god. No doubt you will be granted an audience for such an auspicious occasion. Tell me when you are ready to undertake your vigil. I will take you there. I'm in no hurry.
Quora yet lives. You swore to me the Hostour would handle this.
We did, and we shall. I merely wished you to be here when the ritual took place, so you can see it for yourself. Have you brought what I asked?
Yes. Here is a hair from one of the pillows she slept on at the academy, and here is a thread from one of her robes she left behind as well.
Excellent. Yes, these will do. I can begin at once. But I shall also need a drop of blood from you to power this ritual.
My blood? Why?
Only from the blood of one strengthened by justice can justice be done.
Very well, but this stinks of necromancy.
Nothing of the sort. Necromancy is so obvious. No subtlety. This is something much different. I am calling an elemental, fueled by Quora herself. A reflection, if you will. Drawing from the same fire, the same blood. I think she will find this Animus Elemental more than a match for her.
When will it be sent after her?
Patience, my lord. Where she walks, this elemental shall soon find its way there.
I remember my own vigil. It was a long night. Sir Oleman said some pious words to me, then left me to consider the weight of my charge. I waited a good half hour after he left, then picked up my sword and found a nice farm, with a requisite maid, on the outskirts of the city. Her name was Bella. It was a beautiful night, well, before her father caught us and chased me off. A good thing, too, or I would have been absent when Oleman returned. I won't stop you, but I wouldn't recommend it. Like it or not, you're being watched. Now, I'll entrust you to the gods and find myself another farm.
Are you here? I can barely see anything out here. Look, the way trouble follows you, there's no way I'd let you come out here alone. That's odd. I just passed a farm on the way out here, and Sir Edmund was riding there. Seemed like he was in a big hurry. Well, I'm glad you offered, because I wasn't leaving anyway. But I like that you didn't put up much of a fight. Plus, I wanted to see if any of the gods would want to inflict further punishment on you. Hey, did you hear something?
I didn't expect the girl to be here. We'll spare her the grief of crying over your corpse and kill her as well.
I'm right here, you know. Why don't you try?
Excellent. Let the entertainment begin.
Something you want?
Get in line. Follow me.
Come on. Get you scared. Come on. A girl like me gets you scared. Solace Glade, huh? Talk about a poor name choice. Those men came out of nowhere. Don't you ever spend one night in peace? I believe that. Hey, the leader there. He's got a ring on his finger. It's a circle with teeth or spikes. Could be, I suppose. It's hard to tell with all the blood. Here, you take the ring. I don't want to hold on to it. Look, maybe I better slip away before your knight returns. I don't want you getting into any trouble. Sure. Actually, in some ways, it was kind of fun. Good luck. And hopefully when we see each other again, you'll be Neverwinter's newest squire.
Look at all that blood. You'd have been better served finding a farm girl. Some shy maid, one that wouldn't leave scratches like those. Indeed, they often are. And how long does it last? I'll never be tied down by a girl, I promise you. Enough jests. You might have been killed here, and I see Luskin's hand in this. They're as sloppy as they are impatient. But you'd best watch yourself. Your vigil is finished, and you are truly a squire. Nasher's sworn retainer, a noble of Neverwinter. You'll forgive me if I don't exactly sound thrilled for your accomplishment. But as much as you'll hear otherwise around Blacklake, I know of no title or cause that makes a man noble. And if that lot is noble, then I'm the High Abbot of Tyr. Your new status will give that Luskin wench a nasty surprise, if nothing else. Come, I want to be there when she hears the news.
Edmund, it is a rare thing to see you here at court.
To the relief of us both, I'm certain, my lord.
And what brings you here? It must be a matter of some urgency.
I understand that this man has been accused of a crime and is to be turned over to Luskin for justice.
You have heard correctly. What concern is it of yours?
My lord, I am here to tell you that he is my squire, and as such, is not subject to the terms of the Luskin Treaty.
What is this nonsense? This knight has no squire.
I would choose your words carefully, Ambassador, lest I think you are accusing one of my knights of speaking lies.
I only hear the words of a man shielding a murderer.
Then let the accused speak. What say you? Does my knight speak truly? Are you his squire?
And not a moment too soon. I am sure we all see the convenience in this.
Then it is true. That means this squire will be tried here, Ambassador, not within Luskin's walls.
There is no justice in this, but I was a fool to expect justice in Neverwinter.
Seeing that gloating smile strip from her face pleases me more than you will know. But this has bought only a little more time. Time we cannot afford to waste. We must find the truth of what happened at Ember, and quickly. But you cannot do so here. You have my leave to depart Neverwinter, provided you give your word to return for the trial. Travel to Port Last. Someone there can guide you to Ember. Then return with whatever you can that will prove your innocence.
It would be wise to speak to Hieromos in Port Last. He is said to be a fair man and vigilant of his people and the lands around. We'll see.
You are to be congratulated on joining the service of Neverwinter and its knights. Serve Neverwinter, and it will serve you. For now, go to Port Last. It should be marked upon your map. Once there, see about visiting Ember as well. Keep your resolve. I am confident you will expose the truth of this matter soon enough, and after this trial, I will have more duties for you.
Yeah? Something wrong? All right, go on and ask. Not much more to tell than what I've said. What about you? Did you find out anything more? Doesn't your father know anything about her? It seems like he would. Distant? Why? Well, you might want to ask why you still have the chance. He may have his reasons, and if he were to pass away suddenly, you'd never know.
Yes? The true rulers of Luskin? No, no more than any other wizard in these regions. To deal with the host tower is to invite death, either slow or quick. Then I shall exercise my privilege to be evasive on this matter. One does not talk of dealings with them. Merely saying the name can draw scrying to you. Very well. What answers do you seek? Yes? Yes? I concur.
Get in line. Follow me.
Lei me Vokraini.
Something you want?
Get in line. Follow me.
Yes.
Yes?
Listening, really.
Get in line. Follow me.
Ah, it seems we have new friends. I can do that.
No problem. No problem.
Ah, you have returned. You still have the shard, don't you? Make your visit brief. You put us all at risk with your return. Is that the sarcasm of humans that I detect? Sometimes it is so difficult to tell. I sense one task only led to another. Such is the way. What seems a simple thread is often part of a complex tapestry. Did not take long for our foe to discover that you had left. I fear you must have faced him on the road to Neverwinter. Does he still hunt you? A Githyanki. I've heard their names mentioned only once or twice in passing. Invaders from the outer plains. A fierce foe. When she was a little older than you, adventure sought her out as well. We met in a tavern and were drawn together by mutual necessity. There were others with us, and some tales of our adventures were told. But not all such stories end well. One day we both realized that of the original band, only we were left. I had had enough of death, especially of those close to me. Your mother was spun of a different silk and maintained her vitality in spite of loss. When I settled in West Harbor with my Shayla, she would visit us from time to time. A heart can heal over time. I had become content. One day when Esmerelle returned, she was thick with child. You. Those were good times. Before you ask, she never mentioned any details about your father, and in my homeland, we respect such silence. Then, I lost everything. Again. I cannot speak of this anymore. Please, leave me.
Ah, I heard you came back, yes? I'm afraid my new apprentice is barely adequate. You probably are here for some sort of reason, I imagine.
So, the great hero returns. Been watching out for danger, like I said? And what about that swamp elf? See it yet?
Swamp elf?
Ah, I see you have. Look at him. A little smaller than I expected, though, for a giant. Looks close enough, I suppose.
And I thought you were the only fool to be spawned from West Harbor. But here we are, not long in your village, and already this fellow proves me wrong.
Where'd you pick this one up?
Yes.
I concur.
I would say yes. Reme Vokreni.
Yes? Is there something you wish of me? Yes?
Yes.
follow me.
Yes?